I'm Chris Walton with Inside Line. If you pay attention to automotive forums, you know that they're on fire right now with speculation about the Mitsubishi Lancer and especially the Evolution. Well, the Evolution's still a couple months away, so until then we've got the GTS model. We're going to put it through its paces and tell you what it's all about. Well, here it is. This is Mitsubishi's new 2-liter World engine. Of course, it's got MIVEC, which is variable valve timing on both the intake and the exhaust side. And what's even better is back here, see this great big empty space? That's where the turbo is going to go. It's going to transform this engine from ho-hum to holy moly in the Evo. Okay, we're about to do an acceleration run on the Lancer GTS. It's got the CVT transmission with these fancy magnesium paddles, which I'm not quite sure why they have paddles with a CVT, but we'll find out. We're going to do the first run in drive and then do the second run with the manual mode. So here we go. So the tach ramps up to about, well, it's still ramping up. So we're about 5,500 RPM. Finally, by 60, we're at 6,000 RPM, and it just holds it right there at about 6,400 RPM, and the engine is just screaming. Okay, now we're going to ramp up the speed for the slalom a little bit and see how it handles right at the limit of the tire's grip. You know, this way we can tell if the car is well balanced, if it's going to oversteer or understeer, is it going to threaten to spin. So here we are going about 65 miles an hour, third gear, and here we go. Okay, the rear end is starting to walk around a little bit. We got a little bit understeer, but I could control the oversteer and understeer a little bit with my throttle. That's a good sign. We think Mitsubishi did a fantastic job with the styling of the Lancer. It's got a real international flavor. Up front here, it's got a little bit of European thing going on. We've got Volvo and Audi going down the side. This rising spear here, it looks a lot like an Acura TL. Really high-class stuff. And in the back, it even looks Italian. The taillights especially look like they came right off of an Alfa Romeo. And of course, there are some GTS-specific items like this wing. I wish it was a delete option because it kind of gives me a bit of a blind spot. And of course there are more GTS items. The side skirts are GTS and the 18-inch wheels and tires are a GTS. But overall, we think it's going to have a much broader appeal than the last Lancer. This thing looks fantastic. As tested price is about $22,500. I mean, still, for that amount of money, you get just incredible amounts of features. You got Bluetooth connectivity with your cell phone, got this Rockford Fosgate, amazing stereo, 650 watts with a hard drive that records CDs. We've got all these redundant controls on the steering wheel, auto AC and heating. Right, so what have we learned? Well, for 2008, the Lancer goes from marginalized subcompact at sort of a cheap price to a benchmark in many regards. It's got these rockin' good looks, solid construction, features galore, but the one thing it doesn't have is an engine. But that's where the next 3 variants will come in. In the next year or so, we'll see a GTS with a better motor. We'll see, of course, the Evo at the top of the heap, and there'll be something in between, probably 250 horsepower all-wheel drive turbo version to give the WRX owners something to think about next time they see a Lancer at the stoplight.